Happy Wednesday, everybody. Last week before I went on spring break, I did 3 patients almost in a row that were revision cases who had had liposuction with no skin removal when they really needed tummy tucks, and now they had fibrosis and were coming back to have it redone. And I've talked about before how difficult these are. But I want to talk about something that probably a lot of you don't know about, and that's what's happening in Florida right now and some of the dangers and issues going on there. So first of all, they've made laws in Florida to try to protect patients because there's so many patient deaths and complications that have occurred down there. And what they've done basically is limit patients to 1 liter of liposuction if they're having a tummy tuck, okay? So what that means is that most patients really actually need more than that, but they're trying to prevent the amount of non-board certified plastic surgeons and people who aren't doing them in accredited places or keeping them overnight. And they're trying to prevent patient deaths because patients have gone home and died. They're not checking blood counts. People get really anemic. They lose a lot of blood doing those procedures. So they've limited them to 1 liter. So it's really hard to get a great result, especially if you're a higher BMI, if you're only doing 1 liter of liposuction. So a lot of patients instead will choose to do liposuction only. Well, the problem there is that they're told that they could have a tummy tuck later. Well, the problem is that the tissue gets fibrosed and it won't stretch and it's really difficult. And they end up doing liposuction in areas that you should not do liposuction. A lot of patients, a lot of surgeons don't even know this, but you're really not even supposed to do liposuction in some areas, and that's particularly like in the central abdomen. And of course, that's where everybody really wants to have liposuction. Well, that's the area that we're doing the maximum skin removal when we do a tummy tuck. So when patients get liposuction in that area, the tissue gets too thin, it gets fibrosed, it won't stretch, they get wrinkles, they get problems, they leads to high complication rates. It's hard to get out as much skin and locate the scars correctly and all that. So you want to make sure you get the right procedure done. And if you end up getting liposuction done first, then you come back and try and do your tummy tuck, you're going to end up spending a lot more money because now you're having 2 procedures that you could have had the same result in 1 procedure. It's going to look worse. The complication rate's going to be higher, and all those things. Also, people have got to also realize when they go to places like Florida, the doctors, they may not even be getting board certified plastic surgeons. They may not be getting the doctor they think who's advertising to do the services. Most of these are done in like strip malls and stuff like that. And they're not even required to carry malpractice insurance, which means that if you die or have a complication, then there's no recourse for you. So basically the surgeon kind of can do whatever they want, not worry about it. And of course there's no aftercare. So when you come home and your complications occur, because they usually occur 2 to 4 weeks after surgery, there's nobody to treat you and those sorts of things. So those are the things you need to know before you consider traveling somewhere specifically like Florida, which has really loose malpractice laws. So make sure you're and also, I mean, there's been places in Florida where they won't even let the regulatory systems in to look at the facilities because they're not really accredited in doing things correctly down there. So there's been lots of articles about this stuff if you Google it. So be safe out there. Make sure you're seeing a board certified plastic surgeon. Make sure they're an expert in body contouring as well. And you really want to just have 1 procedure if you can. Don't think, 2 procedures, BBL, do this, that. Don't be fooled by the pictures, guys. I've talked about this before. Let's see the standardized pictures at least 3 months after with no clothes on in front of the blue backgrounds. Of course, we never see that because the results are never what they appear to be right after surgery. So take care, you guys.